All right, so we get into the streaming, into the streaming room, and immediately we started to figuring things out as we went in there, because you guys were so close together in the setups that we didn't take into account that there was going to be echo. More importantly, we didn't take into the account that, obviously if everybody pushes stream at the same time, there's still going to be a different delay because of the connectivity of the internet.
Right.
So it was one of those things where like, he would echo, and he was like the most vocal about the echo, right? Remember he was telling Seth,
I didn't really have an issue, like at all.
I don't know. I've just always been super compulsive over the quality of things that I've done. So the echo really bothered me, and being all in the same room. And at that time, streaming was not nearly as prevalent. I mean, I think Twitch just had started. It converted from Justin TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And so all of like the technological advances that you see, and everybody now has like a professional grade production studio in their living room or their office at home. But at that time, we were just using Astro mix amps with headsets. I mean, even now, you could have studio mics in that room if we wanted to do that.
Yeah.
Like, say we went back with all the equipment we have now, that would have been such a cool room. Like, we wouldn't have had many issues.
Nope.
But on top of that, the internet was another hurdle, because we had to have 4 individual business lines
That was
installed into the house. And I wasn't sure if they were going to be able to do it. Mm-hmm. And no, they had never done that before at a residential location. So we kind of jumped in, like we were building the plane while we were flying. I didn't have a ton of foresight. I wasn't sure if it would all come together, but somehow we found a way with our Home Depot fold-out chairs and tables.
Yeah. You know what's wild about that, and then you can touch on this a little bit. Obviously, you had like the farthest seat away. You were on.
Yeah, I was by the window over there.
Yeah, you were by the window. You were next to Merck, and then Merck, Seth on the biggest wall, and then you were individually. And you two were like the closest ones that were together. And the whole time when we were moving in there, obviously at the time, like tournaments weren't a means to make ends meet, right? Obviously the competitive scene back there didn't have the prize pools that would allow you to make a living off of that. So very early on, the second that we moved in there, we said, all right, we're gonna create YouTube videos, right? Because even then, like Twitch ads weren't really paying that much. So
I don't even think when we first moved in, I don't even think Twitch had a subscription model yet.
No.
It was all just like...
Did it not?
Run mid-rolls. No, they introduced that a little bit later, if I'm not mistaken.
It was all ads, all of them.
Those 2.5 minutes we used to talk about.
Oh, brother, we would...
How many we would...
Oh, man, some of the funniest moments happened in those...
2.5.
Yeah. So you have to understand, right? Obviously, these kids at the time kids, almost young adults, leave their traditional homes or their traditional living to make a living off of video games. So figuring that out as well, like how to best capitalize on the opportunity, was like super. It was almost intuitive, because you guys knew what to do, how to like run the 2.5s. So 2.5 ads, so you guys know, is pretty much 2.5 minutes worth of ads that you would run, so you can capitalize on the CPM. Am I?
Yeah, just give you the most relevant.
Dude, I remember every single morning we were always like so excited. We'd always be like, yo, how much you make on your ads yesterday?
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, I think it was an off day on the CPM. I think like we'd have like an off day and we'd be like freaking out about it.
Well,
I just remember that specifically.
No,
we'd be like, what's going on? Why isn't it working like it did yesterday?
Yeah.
No, I think it was an incredible moment. I think Hector hit it on the head. I mean, even now, I think it's still difficult to make ends meet off of prize earnings altogether.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And for competitive players back then, salaries were not anywhere as inflated as they are now today. And so the fact that we were able to like have a tangible income every single day from just going live and streaming was just an unbelievable feeling. So of course we were all talking about like, holy shit. When I ran an ad at this time, like, look how much money it made me, and it was like a brand new world. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, one of the things that we proved by moving into the 60/50 house was the fact that we were going to be a content first like team, and then competition, second, because there had been the team houses that had happened in the past, but none of them were a house of YouTubers, right? None of them were a house of people that were going to be creating content, streaming, but also creating content on YouTube together. And when we hit live for the first time ever, that was the first time ever that Call of Duty was at the #1 spot on Twitch, ever. No time before that, not even during tournaments, was it bigger than League of Legends, was it bigger than StarCraft. It had never hit the top. And I remember it clearly because I have screenshots that I sent over to Sonny and Sepso, and it was just all four of you guys, just from top to bottom, right? And it was 30,000 viewers between you four, sorry. And I remember like being super proud of that, and the internet was going wild. And at the time, Twitter's algorithm really wasn't that well. Twitter wasn't as big as it is right now, so we could make anything trend within like 10. Well, it was maybe like 5 minutes. Everything would trend. Yep. Just by tweeting something out. Anyway, so we hit live, and we see that it's working immediately. We see like the return in the house. You know, proving the concept that the house was going to be like a content driven house first, by focusing on the content. And for you guys, and this is a question for you, Seth, like. How easy was it for you to pick, content and making a living over competition and winning championships? Because obviously you had to balance it, and you had to pick obviously one over the other, because you can't be the best at something unless you focus on something.
I mean, the way I saw it was that with Black Ops 2 League play, the way I saw it was you could do content while still maintaining and being the best, and it was actually good for it. A lot of people have stamped my success as being a competitive player in playing public matches and just playing the game a lot. And while doing that, obviously you're streaming it. So there wasn't really picking.
Yeah, they kind of feed off each other.
There was one point when we did pick. I remember we all got in an argument. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was about.
Minecraft.
No, was it Minecraft? Whenever we all got really, really, really mad about not practicing one day, or someone wasn't playing. I can't remember what it was.
Because we started playing Minecraft, and we started seeing even more inflated like viewer numbers. Because what you were saying is it started working immediately, and thank God we didn't have to go through like a few months of grinding with no viewers, and then we probably would have ended up just abandoning it a few months in. Because for me it was like a leap of faith, because Matt had already been making videos, you had been making videos forever. You had already had. What's the montage? MW2, your montage already had like a few million views at the time.
The worst montage ever.
First of all,
don't get him started on that side.
Yeah. It was ahead of its time.
It was a great montage,
for sure.
man. You're really good at sniping on Call of Duty.
Thank you.
But yeah, I had solely came from I solely came from a competitive background, so it was good for me to see like from the moment we hit live that it worked. From the moment I posted my first YouTube video, it started working. So it didn't take like a lot of convincing. After that, to see, hey, you can do this alongside your competitive games and kind of just have that additional revenue and some sort of like, I don't know, job security. Even when you're creating content, you still don't have a lot of job security, but it at least felt a little more, I don't know.
Stable?
A little more stable in that way.
There was actually a lot of distaste from some of our fan base because they thought that we were too focused on content and didn't care enough about winning.
See, I don't remember that.
Well, no, there was really a moment in time where like our audience was incredibly divided, where they loved the fact that we were streaming all of our matches, but Will is right. We started playing Minecraft and more people started watching. We did Hunting Optic with Syndicate, and I mean,
let's not get ahead of that.
We were still getting third, though. It's not like we were going there and getting smoked.
But at that time, third place for Optic Gaming, everybody thought that we were fucking terrible.
Right.
But in
reality,
reality,
we weren't used
they
to
still
coming
think
in
we're terrible.
in reality now, like we always joke about this, like third place is pretty good.
Things have not changed on that front. We get third, you guys fucking suck. Go play more. What do you do? But just to wrap up that question in particular, I think that playing the game as much as we did, I wasn't really a part of the Minecraft thing. I mean, I played it a little bit at the start.
What do you mean? I was running your pockets in TNT Run.
Okay, yeah. See, that's why people think that I played Minecraft. I really never played it. Like, I never touched it. And I think I was one of the only ones. I don't think Joey did either.
No.
Minecraft was more of these two.
Because we're
But, so...
No, and you. No.
Wait, is that blood on your hand?
Say it again?
On your finger? Is that blood?
No.
Cut?
No, that's it's ink.
Are you bleeding?
Yeah, I thought that was a cut too. But, like... what I'm trying to say, long story short, is that me playing as much Call of Duty as I did helped me with competitive, and I never really had to pick because even while not practicing, scrimming, whatever, I was still playing more than everyone else.
And you never really strayed away from that either. Like you never
Dude,
really
I
got
played
into
8
like the
hours of league
vlogs.
play every day.
Yeah,
That
but
was
even-
like my thing. I just
yeah.
played league play all day, every day. Right?
Yeah, you were grinding.
That's what I said. So like that's what I'm saying. So I didn't really put backseat in the competitive. I sort of just found a good balance for the two.
Yeah.
And I don't know, it just sort of
Yeah, for me and from my perspective, like I always knew that if we were able to build an audience, I don't know why, but I always had this like thought in my head that I'm like, if we sell more T-shirts than anybody else, we win. Like that's the way to build a business, just selling more T-shirts than anybody else.
Right.
In my head, that's the simplest way to state it. But in reality, what I was saying is like if we had the biggest fan base, we were going to be able to capitalize a little bit more. Luckily, this guy was already sort of revolutionizing Call of Duty in streaming because not only just because of the twerking.
Come on, man.
Twerk.
that was a dark time. I go back and watch that shit. I'm
I
like,
still see that pop up on my Twitter
Yeah,
every.
dude.
Hey, no,
Kids
I
are
will say that-
remixing
no,
it and
no,
stuff.
the kids are remixing it.
I got.
Hey, look, say whatever you want, and anybody out there can roast them. And I remember Joey saying, "It's like that's my teammate," twerking. Say whatever you want about that.
Got the job done.
Got the job super done. Not only did it get the job done, but it gave us like a good wave to ride into the house. And when the reason that we started playing Minecraft, or the reason that I started playing Minecraft the house, and I was trying to convince them to start playing Minecraft, and for all the fans out there that got mad at them at the time for playing Minecraft, it was my fault, but it was like literally my doing, because I remember speaking to somebody from Activision, no longer works there, and they, I was talking to them about, that they needed to do more for the players, they needed to put up, help somehow, in prize pools or giving MLG more money so they can give it to the players. And then they're like, well, look, and this is true, right? If Activision takes away Call of Duty, then we, whatever. So they sort of said, Optic wouldn't be as famous as Optic is if you guys didn't have Call of Duty. So, count your blessings, and that's what it is. And then I'm thinking, and I thought to myself, I'm like, well, it's bullshit, one, that you're saying that, but two, like there's games out there that have like a bigger following at the time that was going on. And then, I gave the example, I'm like, look at C9ers playing, Minecraft. Minecraft's getting a ton of views. And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna start playing Minecraft. We're gonna prove that Optic is not bigger than Call of Duty, but that we don't need Call of Duty to be self-sustainable. So I started playing Minecraft in the mornings, and I would come in super early, like at 8 o'clock.
I think that makes it sound too calculated. I actually disagree with you. I don't think it was as calculated as you just explained it.
What do you mean?
I do remember Activision had that mentality and that attitude about them,
Yeah.
that Optic and Nadeshot and Scump and Big Timer Merc, they wouldn't be at the top of Twitch if it wasn't for Call of Duty. And at that time, I think that was true. But we proved that by playing a game because we enjoyed it, you were the one that was actually super annoying because you had your desk inside the streaming room and you'd be playing Minecraft and you'd be trying to convince us all to play like, yo, this game is the business. It's so good. Like, I look at, man, I'm fishing, and you'd always talk about fishing and my wheats and my moo cows and all this. And I actually hate it. I'm like, I'm not playing Legos. Fuck that. And then I'll never forget when we finally did Lonely Island, it was just a magical experience. But I only did that out of enjoyment. And I think you did too.
No,
I think
did.
later on, it was really reassuring for us, because we had another moment like that. It was really reassuring that we were able to be on top of Twitch playing Minecraft.
Yeah.
And that was when we sort of had that mentality that, listen, we are making this for ourselves, and we don't need a specific game to do it.
Yeah.
We actually did that with Grand Theft Auto as well. On a whim, on a snap of a finger, we decided that we were going to go pick up Grand Theft Auto the night of and do like a marathon stream. And we were the #1 stream on Twitch. We had like 25,000 people watching us play Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, we went
Was that
for
what
what,
we
like
did,
72
the 24
hours?
hour? Yeah. I was
Yeah,
gonna
it was
say.
when we
for a
got
while.
like the crazy SWAT. When we got swatted.
When Cap
all
got-
that.
Cap
That
got
was the first
swatted?
SWAT.
Well, yeah,
Yo,
we're,
but yeah, I
we're getting a little bit ahead.
Yeah, but I don't mean to take any credit away from
Yeah.
the way that you viewed that situation. But I actually don't think us playing Minecraft was very calculated. But I do agree that it
I'm
helped
going
us.
to tell you why, from our perspective, I say that. Because I remember getting there early and firing up my stream after like trying to get you guys to play. And then obviously it wasn't me and it wasn't Minecraft. The reason that I had like 10 to 11,000 viewers in the morning was because people were like, everybody that wanted to see Optic or you guys would go to my stream, and since I was the only one streaming, they're like, all right, let's go. And since the camera was facing the entire room,
Yeah, you could see everyone.
You can see everyone. It's like, what do people do in the morning? Essentially, it's like they live in this house. It's the first time that anybody in Call of Duty is not only creating content out of the house, but that's what happened. And I remember clearly, you woke up one day, and then you saw it, and you're like, oh shit, what the hell? And then that's when you started. That's when we started playing. And then little by little, we started playing and playing. And then Syndicate saw what we were doing and told me, he's like, hey, this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a series called Haunting Optic. Because at the time, Syndicate had already been like doing the Minecraft and like literally was King Minecraft at the time.
Syndicate was the god.
Yeah, and then he's like, yo, would it be cool if it'd be so cool if we can create a server and then you guys just roam the thing and then I'm gonna hunt you guys. And I saw that, I was like, yes, please, please put us on your videos, right? Like, let's do that. Still to this day, Hunting Optic is Syndicate's most watched series.
It's one of the most, people have tweeted me about playing Hunting Optic. That was the most magical time of video games I could ever remember. Just this dude was hunting us on mountains, and we had no idea
And we didn't
what
know
doing.
for weeks. Like, he did such a good job because he didn't just come after us and like kill us. He could have killed the series like super quick, but the fact that he had built out like 9 or 10 of these secret bases, and he was recording our POVs. Like, I had a glass. I remember I had like a glass house in the middle of a lake, and then once we finished the series or whatever, and he goes and posts it, he was stalking me for like days, and he's sitting there looking at me, watching me like pickaxe shit, and he's just talking about how he's gonna kill me in a few days, and he'll like hide in the mountain, and he'll like put his little block back and then go back in. It was just,
bro, it was so crazy. I remember he would become invisible, and at the time I didn't even know how to become invisible.
I didn't even know potions existed.
Yeah, right. And then he's like running through our fields, like grabbing all of our carrots and all of our potatoes. Sorry, grabbing all our potatoes and all our carrots, and all you see is the little bubbles of him moving around. I'm like, yo, he's here. And yeah, like we like, I think we overhyped it a little bit as to what was going on. But anyway, that sort of us switching into that game mode sort of gave everybody the idea that, you know what, maybe they don't need a Call of Duty.
We don't need no Call of Duty.
Yeah. You played a couple of them. I remember like I let you play a couple of times, and I made a video about it. It's like He Got Me Killed. That's got like I think 1.3 million views on my channel.
Really?
Yeah.
I don't remember playing Minecraft like at all.
Except for when you were handing out free cash.
Well, yeah, I remember TNT Run, but I don't consider that Minecraft.
We were playing with Fwiz.
That's a damn mini game. Yeah, that's a mini game.
Yeah.
I don't consider that playing Minecraft. Like, I didn't do the Hunting Optic.
yeah, I don't remember you on like an actual server, like
No, yeah,
beating down
I
skeletons
like
and-
never played it. I just couldn't get into it. I don't know.
Right.